I'm trying to understand their argument or whatever. Is it, or lack thereof? Like, they have enough exclusives that, like, COD doesn't matter. Like, you have those people, but at the same time, like, they're all, like, the majority of them are all bitching about the fact that they might lose COD, and, you know, Microsoft's a monopoly and all this shit. If COD doesn't matter, then why do they care?
See, you're splitting them up into two camps, but really it's the same person talking.
Yeah. There's people that are coping. They're trying to cope, say, like, we don't need it.
They're trying to. It's the other person talking. Like, yeah, he's making up for it by saying the other statement. Oh, we don't really care, but secretly he's really insecure about what he has.
Yeah, because that guy that's like a PlayStation nut or a Sony pony knows that, like, the majority of them just play Call of Duty. Like, that's it.
They talk about all these exclusives, but if I see their gaming history, it's all Call of Duty.
Yeah. It's Spider-Man for a week, and
not even
Horizon Zero Dawn. Like, they played the first campaign mission or something. That was the end of it. Back to Call of Duty. But oh yeah, you guys keep your exclusives. Don't worry about COD. It ain't a big deal. Yeah, right.
Yeah, this debate's been going on for like ages, though, and really, honestly, it's been mostly just, I feel like it's just PlayStation people picking at Xbox people.
Yeah, and Xbox people are here like, we don't really give a fuck. Our controller's better. Yeah,
we're sad. Like, they're mad that we're so satisfied. That's really what it's about.
Yeah,
they're so mad that we're so satisfied with what we have. We don't have to go over to PlayStation, so they're like, oh no, we're better. We got all these exclusives, and apparently they're not enough.
Yeah, I would argue there's, like, I mean, like, single player campaign games are great. Like, don't get me wrong. And like, I think that's like true gaming, really. I do. Not that multiplayer's not, but I love that. But, like, I mean, like, they'll give us shit about, like all you have is like Halo and like Gears of War or something like that is the type of shit they'll say. It's like, yeah, but like those games like had really good stories. Like, they were good single player games. But then they also had insane replay value with, like, a lot of good multiplayer. Like, there's a lot of single player games on PlayStation that, like, that's just it. You play it by yourself, you get all the achievements, and you're done. You know what I mean? It's just for a lonely gamer, and that's, like, fine. But it's like, don't act like you don't care that, you know, COD could potentially be taken away from you guys. Not that it will. That's not part of the deal. But I mean, don't act like you can just stand on your exclusives, because clearly you can't. It's like, I think 65% of PlayStation players are playing Call of Duty. It's not.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with being a gamer that just plays, you know, like you said, single player games. It's just chill, easygoing gamer. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think it's just funny when you call out Xbox players. But really, you just feel like you don't belong. You don't feel like you fit into the competitive gaming thing. So it's like, so this just reveals that you do care about that when you're claiming you don't care about it. You're saying that you're more special, more significant because you have exclusives. But when this happens, now all of a sudden you're on the other camp where you feel like they're not enough. So it's like, that's why we're just calling out that bias, because it's clearly there.
Like, Call of Duty isn't a great franchise by any means. Like, we're not here defending Call of Duty. Like, but you guys keep fucking buying the game. You know what I mean? And you're going to keep buying the game. So there's a bunch of fucking complaining right now, but Activision's going to be owned by Microsoft, and you're going to be buying ultimately a Microsoft product at the end of the day. And you're going to continue to buy it. There's no fighting this, really. So don't act like there's anything going to come of it. You're still going to want to play COD. Like, nothing really changes. You just don't like who owns it. Like, and it's not even like they're actually taking the game away either. Like, I think I think they even keep their deal, Daniel, where they get the game out like a month early or like 2 weeks early. Like, that's always been a thing for like the past like 10 years. Like, they get to keep that. Yeah, it's like, no, COD sucks, but then like they might lose COD. There's a small chance. It's like, no, what the heck, Monopoly and all this shit. It's like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, we're not complaining that you guys have a monopoly on other things, which I don't even call it. I don't even call it a monopoly because I don't care.
Like I'm not. The only system on Xbox side that even kept up with PlayStation as far as numbers was the 360. You know, other than that, I mean, it's been all Sony for the past fucking 20-25 years. We're not fucking bitching about it. We like our fucking Xbox. I'd rather have an Xbox. We bought a PlayStation 5 last winter, and just to try it out, see what all the hoopla was about. And I mean, it was, the interface was cool, but I mean, like, ultimately, like, we played a few games, a few exclusives, and like just put it down, picked up the Xbox controller again. I mean, it's just it's all smoke and mirrors.
I think just a well-rounded game would be like, and this just happens to be Xbox exclusives, is like Halo and Gears, where they prioritize a great campaign and they have good multiplayer too to back it up. Which obviously the whole industry is losing on that because they don't prioritize campaigns. So like, I'm not saying nowadays Xbox is better, but I like that type of game, and there's not really any of that on the PlayStation side. It's kind of just like you play a campaign, and you might replay it again, but it's like watching a movie over and over again. They're kind of like just movies, and they're cool to play for the first time. Like I loved Uncharted and stuff like that, but
I mean, yeah. There's and there's people that like achievement hunting and stuff like that, but that's a pretty small like portion of the community, I would say. And like to your point, Daniel, I mean, I would say most studios aren't they're not doing a good campaign, and they're not doing a good multiplayer either. Like they're failing on both fronts. But it didn't used to be that way. They used to give you insane replay value with a good multiplayer to go along with a really well written campaign. And but I guess our point is just that, like, don't act like you don't care about COD, because that's like, and not that COD matters, but that's all the replay value on PlayStation. That's what all you guys are doing. Like I highly doubt you're playing Spider-Man for the 15th fucking time. The one person that's
and I would love to play Spider-Man.
Yeah, you're the only one.
Spider-Man if there's like a nice multiplayer side to it, but they don't add multiplayer to it. I would totally keep playing. It would have insane replay value if their exclusives had that, but like no, it just felt literally so lonely. Like I bought like I said, we bought PlayStation 5. I tried a lot of the exclusives. And,
we would try Shadow of the Colossal, Horizon Zero Dawn. You played Spider-Man.
A lot of these I picked up and dropped. Spider-Man I played all the way through. Obviously, God of War is incredible.
Yeah, incredible. That was an amazing game.
Yeah.
But yeah, you play it, and that's kind of like I'm not somebody that rewatches movies, and I don't really replay games either. So like for me, it's like I'm gonna be one and done with it, and then okay, back to a multiplayer game. It doesn't have to be COD, but
like imagine if God of War was like For Honor and it's like multiplayer or something. That would be insane. Like that would totally warrant that type of multiplayer. But they have all these opportunities, they just don't do it because they know their market, and their market is you guys, and you guys don't really care.
Like Microsoft, like this is funny. They're all worried about them pulling the game or just like keeping like Xbox exclusives in the future. It's like Microsoft is like 10 steps ahead of you guys. Like they understand that this isn't about like where the game is played. This is actually where Nintendo failed. They worried too much about what system it's on. I should be playing Mario on my fucking iPhone. Like that's how Nintendo could have just taken over everything. I mean, not that they're not massive already, but like Microsoft understands that it's not where you play the game, it's that you're playing the game and that they own the rights to it. So it's not that important to play on Xbox. They lose money on every Xbox. Like Xbox before all these acquisitions was an afterthought. I'm pretty sure they were just losing money. Windows, fucking Microsoft Word, Excel, all those fucking Office programs, all this shit. That's where they make like all their fucking money on those subscriptions. It's not fucking Xbox. Xbox is a small portion of Microsoft, very small portion. So I think these Sony fanboys kind of like had it all ass backwards. They didn't understand how this thing, the angle that Microsoft was taking on this thing. It's not that they're taking games away from you guys. It's actually that they want more people to play these games. But and to be fair, like everyone was hated fucking like Activision. Like you would rather have Activision like keep fucking running that place into the fucking shithole, running all their games into the shithole. Like Microsoft at least fucking there's a decent chance that they take over and they do a good job. Like it's a real professional company. It's not ran to shit like fucking Activision. Like it can't be worse. I don't think they understand that.
Well, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. Here's the thing. Activision needs to there needs to be another game anyway. I'm not like, oh wow, it's so much nicer that we have like I'm not even gonna associate myself with Xbox, but that Xbox has Activision now and it's gonna be better. It's more like there needs to be another gaming company that kind of takes over. I actually kind of want Activision to I want something else to come through. I'm tired of Call of Duty. I don't know why we keep buying it, but it's all that's out there. I get it, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just kind of common language at this point. Everybody's played COD, so like it's just very easy to like for that to be like a common ground, and I feel like it wouldn't be too hard for somebody to come in and like take that space. Like that X
Yeah.
Defiant game, Daniel, it's like a more stripped down version. It's basically Call of Duty, but like it's already got so much steam behind it because it just
Is it a
plays
PC
like
game? What is it?
I believe it's PC. It might come out on the I don't know. I think it might just be PC. But I mean, the point is, it's just like it just mimicked like a lot of the old like play styles of the older CODs. Kind of, it just a little bit more straightforward, and like that could easily like put a dent in COD sales. I think if it's halfway decent. You know, I mean, COD's not hard to beat. But let's be honest, it's pretty bruised and battered. I think the only reason, like the way I think about it, is like the only reason like Halo failed is because, well, I mean, it would have helped if it was on PlayStation as well, but like, COD was like coming out with games every year to always like keep you wanting and familiar with it. Like Halo took too many breaks. You know, there was too many long stints. So you take that long, it better be good, right? Like if COD took like a couple of years off, like they said they would, they were gonna take 2 years in between, like MW2, I think, and MW3, and now it's MW3 is just coming out later this year because MW2 just basically failed. Like, but if you waited that long for the next one or 2 or 3 years, like you would expect it to be good. So if it fails after that, like you're really not playing the game.
Yeah.
And that's what happened with Halo. They just fell on their face time and time again with these 3-5 year stints, you know, between games. Boom, your game's dead. Your franchise is literally fucking dead. But COD, the only reason they're still around is because they kept re-releasing it. Like it was never too far away to get like a different COD and potentially for them to turn things around. But that's kind of where the problem lies within itself, is that they're pumping these games out too fast. So,
Yeah. Yeah, if you're gonna wait, just got to make it good quality.
yeah, I mean, I don't even know. This talk ended up being a lot about Call of Duty because that's what's making all the headlines around this fucking Activision deal. But ultimately, like, everyone wins here. I think. I don't think this isn't. I mean, the Sony guys want to make this a fucking argument of a console war thing, and it's like, hey, listen, if it's about money, you guys lost a long time ago in that regard. If it's, I mean, I know PlayStation had more sales and stuff over the course of its lifetime, but it's like Microsoft had the money to buy them, and so that's why they got them. It's not Sony, because Sony's market cap was like the same as Activision. They couldn't fucking buy them. They didn't have that kind of money laying around. But it's gonna be fine. Just you're gonna have Call of Duty. It's not a big fucking deal.
Yeah, you'll be all right. You'll be all right.
You're gonna have a shitty Call of Duty like every year. You can bet on that.
Yeah, be happy. Be happy.
Yeah. We all get to fucking deal with the same bullshit. You know, it's not a fucking console war. And it's like I'm talking about consoles like I still play on consoles. I'm mainly fucking PC, but I've had every Xbox that was ever made, literally. And you know, I mean, we just bought a PS5 this past winter. That was the only PS5 or PlayStation we ever bought. But like, we're willing to cross the aisle to see what it's about. Whereas, like, I think a lot of PlayStation guys won't even ever touch an Xbox, which is fucking stupid. Like, why not? Who cares? Like, you think the controller's wrong? Like, or whatever it's better. You should figure it out by now. But
it is the best controller. There's no debate on that.
And I played on both. I mean, it's not that you can't play on PlayStation controller. Everyone's doing it, but it's or the majority of people play on PlayStation controllers, I would say. But we don't give a shit. We're gonna keep playing on Xbox controllers.
They all backed out. Damn, 21-3.